Good morning, Bird Brains, and welcome to Build Series Episode 8. I'm sorry that you guys had to wait a little bit longer than usual for this one, but you know, with the holidays and everything, I'm sorry it just took a little bit longer, but we're back, 2018. Today's gonna be a good one. Today, we're actually bringing on a new sponsor for the Build Series. Today's episode is sponsored by Bung. Bung, mostly in the Harley world, is known for their crash bars. Tons of stunt riders use them, tons of track riders use them. They're pretty much the industry standard for your Dyna crash bar slash highway peg. And that is exactly what we are going to be installing today. Along with the crash bar, they also sent out the kickstand extension block. As everyone who is familiar with the series knows, we did raise the bike up to 13.5 inches. So due to the stock only being at around 12, it causes a lot more lean angle on the bike when you set it on the kickstand. We're gonna fix that today. Of course, as always, if you're interested in purchasing the products that we're gonna be putting on the bike today, links are down in the description. We're also going to be doing a live stream during today's build. The recording of that live stream is going up on the channel later this week, so you can check that out to see if it's something you'd be interested in. If you want to see the builds going on live, I'm going to include links, as always, to my Patreon down in the description as well. But enough for me jabbering, the guys just got here, so let's go ahead and get to work. Just got the crash bar installed. Roblox was just pointing out that if we weren't bullshitting and filming, that would have been a 10-15 minute install, and I have to agree. Super simple. It's just, ow, God, that was my knees. Just those two bolts, and 2 bolts on the other side. It's good to have a friend with you just so they can hold it while you're getting those on so you don't scratch anything, but definitely doable by yourself. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to be removing the kickstand from here, and then this is actually what we're going to be drilling into to put this thing on the bottom of this so the bike doesn't lean over as far. I was telling them I needed one more thing to buy one more thing before we did this. Of course, we're filming it 2 weeks further in advance than we were supposed to be, so I don't have that, but we're going to make do. So let's cross our fingers and hope that doesn't cause problems. In true Bike and Bird fashion, we decided to take the easy way out and leave the kickstand on the bike. This caused a few problems. We also decided that a wood nail would work as a punch. It didn't. If you're doing this, please, take the kickstand off the bike, use the proper tools. right, I missed a little bit of an update here, so let me explain to you what I was actually doing. All right, so when you're drilling metal, you want something to hold the bit when you're starting, because you're dealing with a flat surface. Your bit will kind of want to dance around. The best thing to use is a punch, which looks similar to a nail. It's just a lot sharper at the front. That was the one thing that I was not able to buy prior to this episode. So what I did was I went ahead and used the masking or the painter's tape trick. Essentially all I did was cover the thing in painter's tape and then take the stencil and lay it over, mark the holes at where they're supposed to be at, and then drill the holes. Now what we're gonna do is go ahead and remove the tape, and we should be able to put the block on.
Upon removing the tape, I discovered that, of course, my holes were just a little bit off. They were off by maybe 0.5 millimeter, but it was enough for me to royally screw up. Essentially what I try to do is widen the holes just a little bit, which is a normal technique. But then I tried to screw into the block at an angle to hope to suck the block up. Well, this is a terrible idea because the threads are made out of an aluminum, which is a very soft metal. So when I tried to do that, I essentially damaged the top end of the threads. Fortunately, I realized this before I did too much damage, so I was able to pull the block off, put it in a vice grip, and essentially clean out the threads before going back and reinstalling the block onto the kickstand.
Alright guys, so here we have it, the Bung crash bar as well as the kickstand extension block. The kickstand extension block gave me a little bit of trouble. That was completely my fault. Once again, going back to that not having a punch thing. But we got it on. We got it looking pretty good. Love this crash bar. I love the way it looks. I'm hoping it feels half as good as it looks and I'll be set. Everyone was saying how it looks like it belongs on the front of a truck. Other than that, guys, as always, I'm going to include the links for these products down in the description. Once again, a huge thank you to Bung for sending all this stuff out for me. Shout out to everyone who was checking out the live stream on Patreon. If you want to get in on this action, I'll of course include a link down in the description as well. If you have any questions on any of the products that we use today, go ahead and leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. Other than that, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.